Hi, I'm Emma Donoghue, and my novel Room has been adapted by me into the film Room by Lenny Abrahamson. And Room is about a 5-year-old boy called Jack who thinks that the small room he's growing up in with his ma is the entire world. He has no idea that in fact he's been born into a kidnapping situation.
So talk about the process of bringing your book to the screen and what that was like adapting it to a different medium.
Well, it's customary for a writer to wait for somebody to come along and buy the rights to her book, but I really wanted to be involved in making a film of Room, and so rather cheekily I wrote the script on spec before the novel was even published. And then I worked very closely with an Irish company and then with a Canadian co-production company as well to develop it. So I stayed very involved, which is quite unusual, but it's been such a happy experience for me. And I'm so happy in particular that we ended up filming the movie in Toronto because being from Ireland and now living in Canada, you know, this felt like my two homelands coming together for co-production at its best.
So writing a book and writing a script can be quite different, even in just the way you actually have to put words on paper and the way you describe the scenes. Talk about the differences between the two.
Well, one thing I like is that film has so little dialogue compared with a book. You know, I'm very chatty myself. The Irish yap on, and you know, my characters tend to yap on for hundreds of pages. And on film, you have to just choose the very best lines. So that's a wonderful discipline. You know, just like in fact setting a book in a locked room turned out to be a really helpful discipline. Similarly, film was a great discipline for me because if you're only going to include a couple of lines, you really have to say to yourself, what are the crucial ones to include? And yet you don't want it to feel like these are the big lines. We wanted to capture a naturalistic quality. So I remember Lenny, the director, saying to me, let's write it like a wildlife movie. Let's just feel as if we're peeking at the life that this mother and child have managed to make them for themselves.
So you're premiering tonight here at VIFF. Talk about being in Vancouver and being at the Vancouver International Film Festival.
Vancouver is such a ravishing city, and it's really exciting to be at VIFF. I think TIFF, there's so much red carpets and glamour and media hype around it that it can make it a slightly stressful experience. So everybody I've talked to says that VIFF has a much more human scale. I think the program looks really strong this year. The number of Asian films in particular, a very interesting range. And I love the way at film festivals, you're getting an audience who are so passionate about film. They don't necessarily want only one type of film. They're quite open-minded about the types they're looking at, but they have an enthusiasm for cinema as a form.
So if you could describe the film in one word, how would you describe it?
Radiant.
Radiant. That's a great word. Well, thank you very much, Emma, for being here and doing this with us, and good luck tonight.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.